Hey guys, in this tutorial we're making a gothic skull drip cake with lace and roses. I'm starting out with a 7-inch cake already covered in white and the board covered. I'll leave tutorials above for both of these videos as it saves me boring you with it in every video. You can choose to cover your cakes in black sugar paste if you like, but I'm going to show you how quick and easy and fuss free it is to airbrush it. I'll link everything in the description box. You'll also want to do the same to a 5-inch cake. As they dry, they will become more matte rather than shiny. Wait until they are fully dry before stacking. I insert a bubble tea straw down into the centre and mark the height with an edible pen. Remove it from the cake and then cut all your straws to the same height. As there's a 5-inch cake going on top, I'm using 6 straws. Use melted ganache for your glue or royal icing and cover the supports. Carefully place your 5-inch cake on top in the centre. Now for the drips. I use these ketchup bottles which I find so handy. Not only is it squeezable, comes with a nozzle and a cap, but they can be put in the microwave to heat up your ganache too. A lot of people think your ganache has to be a runnier consistency to make drips, when really all it needs is to be warmed up. My usual dark chocolate recipe is 2 parts chocolate to 1 part cream. I'll leave the video for it above. I cover my cakes in this and it sets hard at room temperature. But if you warm it up in the microwave, it gets runnier and runnier the warmer it gets. I popped my usual ganache in this bottle and microwaved it until I could shake it and hear that it was liquid inside. The amount of time of heating will depend on how much you're using. Just keep your eye on it. Then you just want to hold your bottle on the ledge and squeeze. No need to chill your cake. A prolonged squeeze will create long drips and a gentle squeeze will make shorter ones. Move around the cake, alternating long and short squeezes to create an organic drip effect. This is just the usual 2:1 ratio, warmed up to make it runny, which will set hard at room temperature over time, just like your usual cake coating would. Once you've gone all the way around, squeeze some on top and level it out towards the drips with a palette knife. Next I have this chocolate skull. It's solid and therefore a little heavy, but it's such a cool palm size. I made the mould for this myself, and when I get round to it, the skulls will be available in my shop linked below, so keep checking back or sign up to my newsletter on the website. Sometimes the supermarkets sell hollow skulls around Halloween time, so check there too if you want something less heavy. Excuse my hands, that black is going to stain for a few days. So as it's heavy, we're going to support it with 2 straws. Cut these to size and sit the skull on top. The ganache will act as a glue. Then you can add more drips to the top of the skull. It's this stuff again, black cake lace. This can be bought as a powder in a tub, which I'll link to below. The mat I've used is called Floral Fern. Just mix up the lace as per the instructions, and when it's done and dried, you'll end up with this. As this is a grungy cake, don't worry about the rips. We're going to cut it into wavy, ragged strips with some scissors. Melt some piping gel down in the microwave and apply it to the back of the straight edge of the lace. Don't cover the whole thing, just an inch or so off the top. Then wrap the straight edge along the top of the bottom tier. Then apply another strip around the back and just trim off where it joins with some scissors. Now as we didn't stick the bottoms, we can easily cut the bottom waves to continue from the other strip. You can use anything for the next bit, sprinkles, jimmies, confetti, dragées, whatever you like, just anything to add texture. Add piping gel along the top edge of the lace and start attaching your sprinkles, adding a few a bit lower down to fade it out. Next, take some PME black luster spray. This will cover your chocolate skull, ganache strips, sprinkles, sugar paste and lace. It's awesome and adds a slight glittery sheen. It can be a little expensive, around £6 per can, which is why we sprayed the cake black first, to save on using so much. Then have huge amounts of fun covering the whole cake, creating a textured black on black effect. This will also dry matte, so if you want more shine, you can use the spray glaze on top. For the age, I'm using this number mould, which leaves a swirly impression and lends itself well to an ornate gothic cake, just as much as a kid's birthday cake. Dust the mould with icing sugar and press in purple paste with Tylo added. The Tylo will make it easier to remove and hold its shape better. Slice off excess paste with a knife and flex the mould to loosen it. Once it comes out, easily chop that little knobble left behind with a scalpel. The mould has a channel so you can add sticks, and the paste often works its way into it. Place your numbers on a foam mat. I already have a rose tutorial on my channel, but for these quicker ones, perfect for birthdays and smaller roses, this version requires no tools at all. Roll a cone of paste followed by a ball of paste flattened out with your fingers. Pinch the edge as thin as you can get it and wrap this around the cone for your bud centre. 2 more flattened and thinned petals get overlapped on either side of the bud and slightly pulled open with your finger. And yep, you've guessed it, 3 more flattened balls for the next row. Overlap them as you go round and bend the edges back. This is regular paste with a little bit of Tylo in. Then chop the bulky bottom off with scissors. You'll need to make a few of these. Now that it's set a bit, add your edge to the front of the lace with piping gel and give it a brush with a damp paintbrush to remove icing sugar marks. Cluster the roses at the side of the skull and on the tiers below. I'm sticking these on whilst they are still a little bit soft so that they dry to the cake with water. For easy leaves, roll teardrop shapes from black paste and flatten them. With the Dresden tool, score the centre and pull out lines to the outer edge. These can be bent and manipulated around the rose clusters. And we're done! A black on black Gothic skull drip cake with a pop of purple roses. Don't forget you can follow me over on Instagram at Cherry Cake Co and keep an eye out for those chocolate skulls soon. Thanks guys, bye!